name is Antoinette, and I read the book Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. The characters in the book were Sniff and Scurry, two mice, and Hem and Haw, which are two people, or also considered two little people in the book. Scurry, Sniff, Hem, and Haw all start out at the beginning of a cheese maze in search of cheese. One day they find a large amount of cheese at Station C, believing that the cheese supply is enough to last them a lifetime. Hem and Haw begin to take it for granted, eating at the supply station every single day, until finally the cheese disappears. Sniff and Scurry immediately accept it and move on in search of new cheese, whereas Hem and Haw sit around and complain about why the cheese is gone, as they had only built their lives around that supply of cheese. After days go by, Hem realizes that he needs to move on, so he leaves his friend to find new cheese. Hem eventually finds Station N, which has more and better cheese than Cheese Station C. As you can see throughout the story, the idea of change takes place and how favorable circumstances can turn into unfavorable ones. Sniff and Scurry reacted comfortably to the situation and showed great flexibility as they moved on and tried to search for more cheese, whereas Hem and Haw did exactly the opposite, resisting change until they were finally dragged out of their comfort zone. For me, growing up, I was constantly faced with change. My parents worked for the State Department, which meant that we had to move around a lot. So I lived in London, England, and then moved to Mexico City, Mexico during my high school career. When I first moved to England, I wasn't accepting of meeting new friends and kind of didn't want to be there, and I didn't like my teachers too much, and I just resisted change completely like him. But then finally, after a while, my parents told me that I was going to be living there for 3 years, so I had to accept it. And basically, I just turned my whole outlook on things and changed my bad attitude to having a better attitude, where I was a lot more friendlier and enjoyed talking to the teachers, enjoyed classes. So I was really lucky to have that opportunity, and change was definitely a big thing that I had to work on. When considering a business in a business sense and a business maze, cheese stands for business chance. For example, when an employee is fired by a company, they become afraid, waiting for the old company to arrange a new job for them. They're kind of lost in the fact that they got fired and don't really want to search out of their comfort zone for a new job. The author of the book, Johnson, on page 86 said that they were either too comfortable or too afraid to change. Some of our hems changed only when they saw the sensible vision we painted that showed them how changing would work to their advantage. Also, as they continue to wait, the situation grows worse. They not only not have a job, but now they don't have any money. So Johnson states that when they realized the real danger of not changing, some of them changed and did it well. And that was on page 86. However, in a managing aspect, using old managing model to manage modern companies and machines, a lot of the companies will be eliminated. However, businesses who have learned to be flexible and make the changes needed in a changing marketplace are the businesses that survive decade after decade. A good example of this has to do with managing service differentiation. The marketing textbook states that with intense price competition, service marketers often complain about the difficulty of differentiating either services from those of the competitors. And that's taken from the textbook on page 225. So the solution to this is offering different delivery and a different image. And that's taken on page 226. A good example of this is actually the grocery store industry. A lot of grocery chains went bankrupt due to the economy. However, Walmart and other discount stores found ways to fight that change, actually find a niche in the industry. So in conclusion, I really enjoyed reading the book. It gives good advice about a constant struggle people face regularly, whether it be career-based or not, and it provokes thought and allows people to study their own lives and experiences. I know it did that for me as well. And in the end, every individual business person or CEO at any work level face change, and the messages in this book serve only as a purpose to boost them. Thank you.